What an impressive win for the Jazz. This was the back end of a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers, and the Jazz come out with a win. This is the Hoops Nerd postgame show. I can't tell you how impressive this win is for the Utah Jazz. I went into this game not really expecting anything because they play an overtime game against the Phoenix Suns. They leave late last night to come to Utah and play against a Portland Trailblazers team that had already been here the day before and practiced in Utah. So the Blazers were coming to the game with practice and with rest, and Utah comes in and gets a 20-point win against a solid Blazers team that was playing with Jusuf Nurkic and their improved lineup. This is as impressive a win for the Jazz as they've had all season, and part of that is because maybe they've lost some games they should have won. They should have had some more impressive games this season, but they haven't. Before I get going, guess what? We had a guy join the channel before I could give him a shout out during the live show. Chris Thompson. Yes, Chris Thompson, welcome to the channel. I caught it while I was almost live. It showed me. Welcome, Chris Thompson. I didn't see what level you joined, but whether it's rookie, starter, all-star, welcome to the channel, Chris. Let's talk about the Blazers before we talk about the Jazz. I mean, what can you say? Damian Lillard is amazing. Tonight was not Damian Lillard's night. He just didn't play as well as you kind of expect from Damian Lillard. And Blazers fans, let me know in the comments if there's a slump going on or something with Dame, or maybe he's a little bit hurt because he just didn't look like the same Dame time that we're used to. Tonight, Damian Lillard was 8 for 21 from the field, 3 for 12 from 3, minus 16, 23 points. That's just not Damian Lillard, the Damian Lillard that we're used to. Anyways, so Damian Lillard, he's obviously an MVP caliber player right now with how he takes that Blazers team, which honestly the defense is just not that impressive. And at a certain point, I wonder if it's just like a coaching thing, because they do go out and get Robert Covington. Jusuf Nurkic is a solid starting big man. I don't think he's like an elite big man, but he's very solid. He is a bona fide starter, can start for a lot of teams in this league, and you have a great center. And so I don't understand why the defense doesn't get quite as good. Maybe it is just because Dame and CJ, though they are incredible offensive players, just aren't able to defend at a level that helps you win games enough. I don't know. That's why, that's the thing when you watch this Blazers team, is you see kind of what they can do offensively, but then you just wonder how much of it is given back on the defensive end. It's just really rough. And so for the Blazers to win, they just have to just be lights out on offense. And that's what Damian Lillard is. He is unreal offensively. But when Damian Lillard, like tonight, does not have a big night, it's hard for them to win. It just is. And I love CJ. I love Dame. When you have that caliber of talent, it's hard to trade that away. It's hard to get back something for CJ that you're, like, what are you getting back that's going to produce what CJ brings you? And I do like that the Blazers do make big moves. I like Robert Covington. He's a guy that can play for any team in the NBA. And you've got an incredible starting power forward guy that hits threes, can switch and defend. There's a lot to like. And I think it's Norman Powell they picked up at the trade deadline, who I think really solid. He's a backup for Orlando, but he comes in, he starts for the Blazers. Crap, I just backed up. But I like Norman Powell. He's a absolute nice, scoring threat. So that offense for the Blazers, it's really kind of what you're looking at for the Blazers, is you're looking at a team that just has to outscore you. And they have the capability to do that. They really do. It just, when you have nights like this where Dame is not 100% or something, or just doesn't have a very big game, you're going to struggle. You just are. So that's where basically what the Blazers are, and that's why I just think they're going to struggle a little bit, is they just have to outscore everyone, and their defense is just not hard to score on. And, when you have bad nights, you're just not going to win. CJ McCollum was pretty solid tonight, although when you look at the numbers, 8 for 21 and 3 for 10, not great. And you've got to give credit to the Jazz defense. On a night when the Jazz should have been really tired, the Blazers just didn't score. Kyle Norton, 199. Thank you very much, sir. sir. Shot bad from 3 and still dominated. That's right. Let's look at the numbers. Thank you, Kyle, for the heads up. For the Utah Jazz, they shoot 28% from 3. Good call there, Kyle. I don't know what's going on with the Jazz 3-point shooting. I don't get it. I know Bogey is part of that. Tonight, Bogey actually hit some threes, but let's look at what the final tally is. 2 for 5 from Bogey, so Bogey had a nice night. I was actually happy with Bogey. Mike Conley, 2 for 7. Joe Ingles, 2 for 8. Mie 1 for 3. By the way, we're talking about Mie tonight. Yes. Mie, baby. He was amazing. I don't know what's going on with the Jazz 3-point shooting. I don't understand. I don't get it. You know, you would think that eventually it'll turn around, and hopefully it does. Bojan hitting 2 for 5 from 3 makes my heart really happy. Really happy. If Bojan does that yesterday, the Jazz win the game, honestly. Chris Thompson, love the channel, James. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the donation, Chris. I really appreciate it. $2. That's amazing. Thank you, sir. Robert Hall, my buddy from Twitter. Donovan Beast Mitchell. Thank you, Robert. I really appreciate it. Yeah, let's just get right into it. That is the story of this one. Donovan Mitchell was unreal. Donovan Mitchell was unreal. By the way, I got this new hat. It's squeezing my bald head. Let's go backwards. Maybe I need to loosen it. Donovan Mitchell was out of his mind tonight. Tonight, Donovan Mitchell scores 37, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. He makes those 2 free throws in the game before. Then, it's a different game. And then 14 for 25 from the field. Let's see. Is this the right game? Yeah. Donovan Mitchell shoots, 1 for 8 from 3. That's part of the Jazz struggles from 3. What are we going to do? And it's also the yellow top of the hat, which I like, is getting green screened out. What the heck? I like this hat. Anyways, Donovan Mitchell was out of his mind, 56% from the field, and that is including the fact that he was 1 for 8 from 3. Donovan Mitchell is hitting a tier of player that is unreal. Like, we had the game last night where Donovan Mitchell is being compared to Devin Booker, and I'm sorry, do not compare Devin Booker to Donovan Mitchell. Do not. That's incorrect. Donovan Mitchell, and I know the last 2 games, 2 or 3, his 3-point shooting hasn't been there, but he, before these last 2 games, was a 40% 3-point shooter, and a lot of that's on pull-up threes. Donovan Mitchell has improved his 3-point percentage every single season. He has improved his assists. He has improved his playmaking. He is the main guy on the Jazz team. Mike Conley plays off of Donovan Mitchell. We'll just pause that thought. Elijah Bard, $2. Thank you so much, sir. Missed last night, but won't happen again. Donovan Mitchell, thank you, Elijah. I really appreciate it. And that, you're exactly right. Donovan Mitchell was unbelievable. 45 forever, baby. Donovan Mitchell is just he's getting into the tier with Damian Lillard and Steph Curry. He's not better than those guys. Those guys are still probably a tier above Donovan Mitchell. Well, I don't know. Those guys are like 1A to Donovan Mitchell's 1B in terms of guards in this league. But Donovan Mitchell does not get enough credit for what he has done this season to improve his game. He is playing out of his mind. On a night where he goes 1 for 8 from 3, Donovan Mitchell gets to the line 8 free throws. He gets 4 trips to the free throw line for 8 free throws. He makes 8 for 8. He is 56% from the field. That means he went minus his 3-point shooting, which wasn't there. That means he was 14 for 18 from the field from 2-point shots. That is bonkers. He can just go to the rim. He can beat anyone, and he is playmaking at an elite level. Tonight, Donovan Mitchell has 4 assists, 5 rebounds. He didn't really have to do all that much, but the 4 assists to 3 turnovers. Donovan Mitchell with the positive assist to turnover ratio means you have a really nice night from Donovan Mitchell. Unbelievable. He's just getting better and better, and that's something we were tracking. Earlier this year, the assist-to-turnover ratio wasn't quite there, and it has improved, guys. Everyone who follows this channel knows we were talking about it. But it's out of this world. And when that 3-point shot is falling from Donovan, he is absolutely in the same tier as Steph Curry and Damian Lillard because of everything he does on the offensive end. The playmaking is now there. His handle does not get enough credit for what he does. Maybe not quite. It's not the same level as like a Kyrie or probably a Steph Curry. Steph Curry's handle is underrated, but it's close, man. And his ability to rise and fire, his spot-up 3-point shooting is one of the best in the NBA. When he is receiving a catch-and-shoot 3, he's literally one of the best in the league. And he wasn't getting much of those tonight because he was initiating everything. When that pull-up three is falling for Donovan Mitchell, he is absolutely in the tier of Steph Curry and Damian Lillard. And the fact that he's getting to the line now is unreal. I can't tell you guys how good he's playing right now. His offensive ability is bonkers. And what made me really happy tonight is that Donovan Mitchell is playing with Mike Conley and still doing this. This is Donovan Mitchell's team on the offensive end, for sure. It's Donovan Mitchell's team. Everything on this team is designed around his skill set, and it should stay that way. Now, if a team has just an incredible elite defender, whether it's, the Sixers putting Ben Simmons on Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons actually tries and actually is pretty good sometimes here and there, then Donovan Mitchell has options. He can go to Mike Conley. He can go to Joe Ingles. And those guys can initiate offense. And you know what's lethal about that? Donovan Mitchell can spot up from three off of those guys. He can play with anyone, guys. He is an elite NBA player. Elite. He's top 15. He's all NBA level at this point. I'm convinced. He's out of his mind. And so he's going to the line like Harden. He is shooting the pull-up three like Damian. He is assisting the ball like Damian and Steph does. He's out of this world. So when people compare Devin Booker to Donovan Mitchell, that's insulting. Devin Booker's shooting like 35% from three this year. His three-point percentages have gone down, and he is playing off of Chris Paul. Donovan Mitchell is the man, and his three-point percentage is going up. It's going up. Devin Booker has had to alter his game, and it's cute that he's imitating the Chris Paul mid-range pull-up. Like, that's cute, great. But part of the reason he's doing that is because his three-point percentage is going down. Go check the numbers. And go watch the game last night. Devin Booker shot 0 for 6 from 3. Donovan Mitchell started bad and then got hot and almost won the game for his team. Cody Strickland, thank you for the $1 donation, my friend. I don't know if I called that out, but thank you very much, Cody. You're amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just can't say enough about how good Donovan Mitchell is becoming, and he is the man, and this team rides with Donovan Mitchell. They just do. Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. This is the team. Everyone else plays around them. It's nice that the Jazz have playmakers that play off of them. So, Mike Conley plays off of Donovan Mitchell, and I love that Mike Conley can play off of Donovan. But he has to play off of Donovan. There is no more where Donovan is like the shooting guard that needs a point guard to run things. No, that's over. That's done. Donovan Mitchell is the man. This is the team. He plays better when he is the guy, and he can initiate or just create, and you play off of him. And that's how it goes. And guess what? It works, and the Jazz win when it happens. Fidel Lopez, 199. Thank you, my friend. The Don is a savage. No comparison, enough said. Exactly, Fidel. I completely agree. Unbelievable. Jorge Arizaga, 50 pesos mexicanos. Nike jersey for Audrey when we win the finals. Hey, I think that's a good idea. I'm not going to lie, Jorge. That's a good idea. Gracias, amigo. Muchas gracias. Anyways, there's just not enough that can be said about what Donovan Mitchell has become. He is incredibly elite right now. He is doing this as the guy. The guy. That's why do not compare Devin Booker to Donovan Mitchell. Devin Booker is a number 2. Devin Booker is a Robin. Donovan Mitchell is Batman. Or he's the leader of his comic. He's Spider-Man, Donovan Mitchell is Spider-Man. He's not like Spider-Man's buddy. He's Spider-Man. Spider-Man doesn't have a buddy, actually, by the way. Spider-Man is Spider-Man. He is solo, like, he does his thing. He does. Who's Spider-Man's sidekick, by the way? I don't know. I used to read Spider-Man, actually. I read Spider-Man in my elementary school. By the way, your boy was reading Spider-Man when Venom came out, and it was actually, maybe not. But I was in the 90s when they had the Venom comics, and they were really fun. And then Carnage made me really nervous. But anyways, Donovan Mitchell is the man. He is. That's the difference. Chris Paul is the man on the Suns, and Chris Paul is the reason that team is winning. And Chris Paul is the reason that the Suns beat the Jazz last night. Straight up. It wasn't Devin Booker. It was Chris Paul. And Devin Booker plays off of Chris Paul. Okay? That's how it works. Donovan Mitchell is the guy, is initiating the offense. He is setting everyone up, and he's figured it out. We're watching the evolution right now. And that's the team. There are other guys that can initiate offense. Bojan can play in the post. Mike Conley can initiate secondary pick and rolls, and that's really great. Same with Joe Ingles. He can initiate secondary pick and rolls. You can come in and have Jordan Clarkson play off of Donovan Mitchell, and Jordan Clarkson can get buckets off of second unit defenders and things like that. But Donovan Mitchell is the cornerstone of this Jazz offense. He is. And by the way, with Rudy Gobert setting screens, they've learned how to play off of each other. They are essential to each other in a lot of ways, because Rudy Gobert is what keeps this team in every single game. And by the way, we should mention that Rudy Gobert was out of his mind tonight. Rudy Gobert doesn't get enough attention even from this channel, and he should. 6 for 9 tonight, which, by the way, all those misses were those post plays that he needs to stop doing. He needs to stop doing it. No more post plays, Rudy. No more. Pass it out for a pick and roll, please, because Rudy Gobert is an elite pick and roll big. He is, and you can go listen to the Zach Lowe podcast today. I think Zach Lowe told on himself a tiny bit with some of the things he said. Ryan Russillo as well. I listened to a lot of them. Ryan Russillo, watch the Jazz a little more, please. Saying that Chris Paul picks on Rudy Gobert is like ridiculous, because guess what? Chris Paul is going in that mid-range game every single time. And it's not Rudy Gobert's fault that Utah's perimeter guards can't stay in front of Chris Paul. All right? If you're saying that Chris Paul picks on Rudy Gobert, then you got to say that about every single team he plays against, because that's what he does. I'm sorry. It's not like Rudy Gobert is the only guy that Chris Paul attacks. That's kind of silly. Joshua Erickson, Donovan is Dame's dad. Spida is better than Dame. Oh, you said it. Tonight he was, for sure. Maybe it's the truth. You know, don't be scared to say the truth, guys. If it's the truth, say it. Speak it into existence. If it's the truth, I think we need to see a little bit more to prove that. But if it's the truth, it's the truth. But Rudy Gobert tonight, 6 for 9 from the field. Nice. 20 rebounds for Rudy Gobert, 18 points, 2 assists, and they were nice assists. 1 block. Rudy Gobert was amazing. Rudy Gobert was amazing. He was unbelievable. Rudy Gobert is just so underappreciated for what he does for the Utah Jazz every single night. And I think one of the things Rudy Gobert needs to be appreciated more, or just one of the things you've got to understand about Rudy Gobert, is he has been elite this season every single game. Every single game. You know, he has ebbs and flows a little bit from here and there. But for the most part, every single game, Rudy brings it. And Rudy brings his presence and keeps the Jazz in every single game. And he is as much a reason the Jazz have the record they do as anyone. Because Rudy Gobert has been just so incredibly dominant. He's the defensive player of the year. If people are going to like trash on the Jazz and say they're not for real and all these different things, then they need to make Rudy Gobert the defensive player of the year. Because if this team, somehow this team has become the number one team in the NBA. Like, for a team that's apparently a fraud, they're the number one team in the NBA. And I would argue that if they are a fraud, and I don't think they are, I think it's troubling that they can't get nice wins against the Suns and other fully healthy elite teams. Like, why did they lose to the Mavericks? Why did they lose to the Suns? Why is the three-point shot not falling right now for them as a team? Is that a coaching thing? I don't know. But if you're going to call the Jazz frauds, then you need to call Rudy Gobert the defensive player of the year at the very least, and get some MVP votes, because if this team is full of frauds and they're the number one team in the league, then that's happening for a reason. And if you had to have a reason, it would be Rudy Gobert. By the way, I don't think the Jazz are frauds. I'm just saying, like, according to that logic, Rudy Gobert is one of the most impactful, important, impressive NBA players in the league. Absolutely. Straight up. I wanted to talk about Mie Ione tonight. 16 minutes for Mie Ione. He was a +6. I love Mie Ione. He had 5 points. He was 2 for 4 from the field and 1 for 3. He had 3 rebounds. And I felt like he just impacted the game in so many nice ways. Like, Mie Ione needs to play more. He just does. Mie Ione brings an athleticism to this team that they don't always have. Like, when you have Donovan Mitchell on the floor, his energy focus is on half-court offense, on scoring, running the offense, and all these different things. When you have Bojan Bogdanovic and Joe Ingles on the floor, and for a lot of minutes, Rudy Gobert is elite in the half-court offense. He's not like an elite sprint down the floor athlete. Plus, that's probably asking too much of Rudy Gobert in terms of just like what you want his energy to go to. When you have Mie Ione on the floor, you all of a sudden become a more athletic team, and you can do a lot more things. You can run the ball a little more. He can go run out ahead. He can run in transition. He can get back on transition defense. There's so many things that you can do when you have an elite athlete like Mia Ione on the floor. And he rebounds the ball. Like last night, one of the reasons the Jazz lost that game is they couldn't get a freaking rebound. If Mia Ione is on the floor last night, do they get an important rebound and maybe keep the Suns from getting 2 and 3 and 4 extra shots that won the game for them? Maybe. Mia Ione needs to play more, straight up. And by the way, I don't want to start ragging on it because sometimes players have slumps, but Royce O'Neal can't shoot the ball right now. He just can't shoot it. It's terrible. And he's getting beat on defense many times. And I know he has the toughest assignment every single night, and tonight he did really solid work, I would say. But he can't shoot the ball. And if he's not shooting the ball better than Mia Ione, then I think there's times where Mia Ione needs to be on the floor more. Quinn is so rigid with these substitutions. But guess what? Clarkson doesn't play tonight, and that's the only reason Mia Ione plays. And the Jazz win by 20, and I don't think that's a coincidence. You know? I mean, I think Clarkson needs to sit and get a little bit better. He just has to. I think Royce needs a little bit of time to rest and get better. Like, apparently David Locke is telling everyone that Royce is tired, all right? Whatever, maybe. Or maybe he's slumping and he needs, and if he's tired and needs rest, then rest him. But play Mia Ione more, please. He is doing everything you want from him to show that he needs to play on the floor, and he's shooting it really well. I don't know what his 3-point percentage is for the year, but it's mid to the upper 30s. Give this man more minutes. He's impressive. He has impressed me. He is earning more minutes. And at some point, Quinn needs to adjust lineups and reward players for playing really well. Sometimes it pays to reward your players for playing better. And sometimes it's not always a good idea to reward players who are not playing well. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But, I don't know. I would like to see Mia Ione play more. And by the way, one other thing that I'm getting frustrated with Quinn is why isn't Elijah Hughes playing with the initial garbage time crew? Why is Elijah Hughes not playing with Trent Forrest? And I know it's a small, stupid thing, and maybe that's why we're talking about this at the end of the live stream. But why is Trent Forrest above Elijah Hughes in the lineup? Why? Why is Ersan Ilyasova playing above Elijah Hughes? Why is Jarrell Brantley over Elijah Hughes right now? From what I'm seeing, Elijah Hughes is fantastic. Those 1 minute, 15 seconds, Elijah Hughes hit a guy for a corner open 3, Jarrell Brantley, that he missed. And the next play does a pull-up 3 and buries it. I don't know. Why isn't Elijah Hughes getting more money or more time? Why? I don't know. Shout out to everyone from where they're from. Shout out to all the places where you're from. I don't know. Guys, that's all I got tonight. This is a nice, impressive win for the Utah Jazz. Absolutely should be, all of you should be impressed with what Utah did tonight. This was the back end of a back-to-back after an overtime loss to the Phoenix Suns. Third game in 4 nights, and Donovan Mitchell came out and was absolutely an unreal beast. A beast. He was unbelievable. As we do every night, guys, it's time to shout out our All-Stars. And I'm speaking that slowly because I got to pull it up. Cody Strickland, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it so much. Mitt Robach, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Jorge Arizaga, gracias amigo, Lee Christensen, Shan Therick, Ryan Perry, the legend, Justin Ty H, Patrick Akubo, Robert Hall, my friend from Twitter, DW, Jazz going all the way, and David Lee, the first of them all. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, we do this every single game. We also do reaction videos to trades and stuff. I try to. This season's so condensed. We've done 3 videos in 4 days. I'm trying to bring the A game every game, guys. This is not always easy to do. So anyways, I just want to say appreciate all of you members, all of you guys who aren't members. If you're not a member but you watch, thank you to you as well. All of you are my friends and I appreciate it. But if you want to support the channel, just join, and that allows you to at the very least join the chat, and you get be a part of the the Hoops Nerd community. Make sure, if you haven't, to go join the Hoops Nerd Discord. It's in the, go look for the social media link in the top or wherever. I don't know where it is, but it's in the header somewhere. Go find that. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I post pictures of things I cooked. I like to cook sometimes. And also, here and there, I'll post more pictures of Audrey. You guys love Audrey so much. But anyways, guys, that's all I got to say. Like and subscribe. Thank you to all the members. You guys are amazing. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for the complimenting my hat. It's a new hat. I actually got it for free. It was a really nice little gift. Thank you, guys. Talk to you.